every practice that we had leading up until to this game.
How much did the big guy kind of affect things a little bit with the zone?
There's not a lot of 7'4" guys in the country, so it's a little bit different going up against that guy on offense. So it was just little adjustments he had to make in the middle of the game.
They had a 14-0 run, took the lead, 71-69. What do you think happened with you guys during that stretch?
Oh man, just little lack of focus. Sometimes, game of runs. So sometimes we'll have those little drops where we lose focus of what our goal is. But I feel like we locked back in and to close the game out.
Is that something to take from this that you can learn, that you can see what happens when you don't have the full focus?
For sure. We got to just mature each day, and we got to learn from this experience and just keep growing and moving forward.
Jalen, you were really fired up after wanting to stick back in the second half. You're like pounding your chest as you go back down the court. What was that moment like? Why were you so just intense that moment?
I was just playing with passion. I wanted to come out in the first half and do that, but I didn't. So I feel like that was just like kind of pent up energy, pent up a little bit of anger. Just kind of took it out on the rim a little bit in the second half.
With Cade, did you feel like he was sort of in his own head a little bit this game? Maybe nerves.
Man, Cade's fine. It's his first official game. He's a great player. He was a great player at Belmont. He's gonna be a great player here.
Where did the anger come from?
Man, just the fouls. Not being able to be on the court to help my teammates when they needed me in the first half.
You don't see many 7'4" guys.
Just kind of the defense matchup with this new group this year.
I felt like it wasn't too good down the stretch, especially the second half. We didn't play too good defensively, but I feel like it could be a lot better, and it will be a lot better.
It got tied there. I think Elon took the lead, and then RJ came through. Obviously, he's an All-American and your senior and everything, but what's it like to see him deliver in a situation like that when you guys really needed him?
It's just great. It's something I've seen a lot, so it's just cool to see again.
You were able to, kind of control the, pace, control the flow of the game. I think you ended up with the 8 assists towards the end. Obviously, you've been kind of starting at the point guard position for a while. But do you feel like you're more, decisive out there, just as far as your decision making?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the game has slowed down for me a little bit, and it's just I'm making the reads easier. I feel like everything out there is easier for me this year.
How different does it feel, the dynamic where a lot of the playmaker, you have a lot more playmakers at the guard spot alongside with you. How does that kind of impact the the way you feel the offense flows this year?
Yeah, I think it works out perfectly. We have 3 guards that can really score and can really play make, so I think we all complement each other.
When that first three-pointer tip went in, you had a big smile and clapping. I mean, how good did that feel the first one go in? And obviously you made a big one later as well.
Yeah, it felt very good just to see my hard work is showing in that first shot. It meant a lot to me to see it go in. Yeah.
They had a 14-0 run. They took the lead, and then RJ scores 10 the next 16. It's like last year's RJ showed up tonight.
Yeah.
When you have someone that you can rely on to do that, it's special.
You sound
special is to have a guy that's going to step up when you got to step up.
I mean, that's very special. There's not a lot of. I don't think there's anybody like RJ in the country. I feel like he's the best guard in the country, and just to have him on our side is very, very comforting and very good.
How kind of difficult was it going up against their zone? It seemed like you guys, the movement wasn't great and it was kind of disjointed for a long time.
It was pretty difficult. It was a good zone. They had a 7'5" kid in the middle of it, so.
How much did that affect me? I asked Jae'Lyn, he said, going against 7'4" guy very often.
Yeah, it affected us a lot, because our main objective was to get the ball in the middle, and once we got in the middle, there was a giant right there, so he definitely was a presence down there.
I think it's pretty good to have that kind of test right now, right out of the gate.
Yeah, for sure. Coach was saying that it was good for us to be in a close game rather than being a blowout one to prepare us for our next game.
Elliot, it seems like you guys have more lobs in the half-court set now. I know you said in practice you've been throwing a lot more of them, but how do you feel like that kind of opens things up for you guys, just being able to kind of get more over the top?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like our team is a lot more athletic this year, and just to have people to throw the ball to in the air just opens up a lot for everybody.
I know you're a fan of those, kind of live plays as well.
Yeah.
I guess, you're speaking to the, different athleticism and things like that. Like, how much, conversations you have with some of those guys of, hey, I'm going to throw it up to you.
Yeah, me and my bigs, basically everybody that can catch a lob, we talk about it a lot. Me and Jay Wash, the lob that I threw out of bounds, me and Jay Wash literally, I told him I'm going to throw a lob right on this play. And it was there, but I threw a terrible pass. Yeah.
How much did you work on that 3-point shot in the offseason? How much of a priority was it for you?
Every single day I worked on it, and it was my number 1 priority.
When you say worked on it, how many shots?
They're probably gonna be the biggest things that we need to fix, or really take head on.
Do you think you guys relaxed when you got up 16 in the first half? Because it kind of felt like you might run them out of here, and then you didn't.
I wouldn't say that we relaxed. I would say it was just we didn't keep the same intensity. We didn't keep the same attention to detail with what we were doing to win and get that lead.
And I would say by the same token, they take the lead in the second half. You're able to respond. So I mean, is that it has to be one of the positives, I guess, coming out of tonight?
For sure. I'll say HD really does a good job with that, getting us to respond. He challenges us in the midst of, adversity. And I think that we do a really good job coming forward whenever he calls on us.
You look pretty confident with your 3-point shot. You work on that a lot, and tell me about that progression.
For sure. Coming off of last season, I think that was the biggest thing for me. Getting the number of reps that I needed in order to be able to just shoot that without any second thought or issues with me shooting.
And going up against theirs, what were the problems that they gave you with that zone?
I mean, you got 7-4 protecting the rim, so that's always going to be a tough one. But I think, with the outside shooting, getting more comfortable with, the games, building up throughout the season, I think that we'll be really good with the zone offense.
Did it mean a lot for you to start tonight? I think some people thought, Cade would be.
For sure. I think that it's up in the air daily. I think that we compete every day in practice to decide that, or to give coach a tough decision to decide that.
Right.
But I think it might have been more so for the defensive coverage, maybe, because they had 2 bigger players.
Well, it's kind of like, is that a sense of pride thing, last year? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think I take pride in defense, that's for sure.
Going at me, so I sat down. I wasn't shooting the ball well. I'm like, bro, can I hit a shot? So I checked into the scores tape. I'm like, I just told myself that next one's gonna go in. Just keep shooting, stay confident. Like don't shy away from it. And I was able to. My shots were all good. Shots I made. That was my confidence, my mindset going to. As soon as I subbed in, find the right tone, and I didn't just rely on my jump shot. I was able to penetrate, get a floater in. I found Jay Watts for a layup. I found Elliot for a corner 3. So yeah.
It seemed like there was like a little sigh of relief, I guess, for you on I think it was that last 3 you made. You
Yeah.
had your arms up.
I was just thanking the Lord because what was that? 3 for 11. So I was just in relief that it finally went in.
Yeah, when it came to Jay Wash, obviously you mentioned that you got him for a dunk earlier. He had like a few of those, I guess, dunks in that second half. It seemed like he was, continuing that aggression that he kind of showed a little bit at times in that preseason.
Yeah.
How much more aggressive does he seem? I mean, it seems like he dunks it a lot more often this year.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Davis, every time we're in practice, he's telling the bigs and the guards to dunk it. Because we have athletic players on this team, he wants us to use those abilities and capitalize off that. He doesn't want us to go around the rim soft. That's why he's always telling Jay Wash to dunk the ball, because he has a huge wingspan and is able to convert off that. So that's why I think you guys saw just a couple of dunks back to back, and he was able to finish.
When you checked in down by 2, were there any conversations with some of the players on the court? Did you say anything, or did anybody say something that kind of spurred the team to?
Yeah, I mean, I told them, like, once I think they got an and-1, I brought the huddle in and, like, we're good. Like, don't put your head down. Like, this is good for us. We're gonna score right here. We just got to get a good shot, and then the stop. We worked on this in practice, so that was really just the conversation that was going on as soon as I subbed in. Everyone was in good spirits. Obviously, basketball happens, and the body language sometimes just takes over when teams come back. That's normal. But it was more so just remaining positive through that stretch, because Elon was making a good stretch. So that's what I told him.
What's in your headspace when you take over a game like that in a key part and just scoring?
To be confident, I mean, just do what I do. I think one of the biggest keys for me is, obviously, I would say, like, early in my career, I probably would have stopped shooting the ball. just because of like it's not going in, so I'm just gonna shy away from it. But as I got older, as I experienced, it's like trust your work and trust your work ethic, and I put a lot of time and effort into my game, to not shy away from those moments. And that was really my mindset, like just to continue to be confident, continue to trust yourself. You're gonna knock it down. So yeah.
Elliot makes that first three to the first play of the game. I know he's worked on that a lot in the offseason. How important is his ability to knock down outside shots for you guys as an offense?
Yeah, he played phenomenal today. He went 3 for 4, and that just shows how much of work he's put into this offseason on his three-point shot, on his shooting in general. He's always been a great shooter. I think it was more of a confidence thing, and I think showed you guys today. You guys are gonna have to close out Elliot, and once you close out, it's hard to keep him in front. So now you gotta pick your poison. So to have Elliot out there knocking down the threes and sharing the basketball like he usually does, it's going to be a great year for him.
He said he watched that Alabama game over and over and over. He said it was, felt it was disrespectful. They put a 4 on him. He sat under the basket and just left Elliot open.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him about, hey, in order for us to be the team we want to be, you've got to be able to knock down that shot?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, I think for him to watch that game over and over again is kind of like where I was my sophomore year when we lost the Kansas game. So just to show you that he just wants to improve on it and just use that as motivation, take the disrespect, but then also just know who you are as a player. I think Elliot has shown it, not just in the game today, but he's been showing it all off season. So he's going to continue to take strides and be who he is, and he's going to be able to knock down more threes.
I think he was plus 20 at one point late in that game. But what does he sort of bring, by far the best, plus minus out there? What does he sort of bring for you guys when he's on the court?
Yeah, I mean, he's a playmaker. He's able to find his teammates, and he's able to just utilize all the gifts that he has. And he's going to get after the defensive end. I think he had a play where I don't know where he came from, but he stole the ball and was able to get a flagrant one. So just like little plays like that, I mean, just shows what type of player he is.
RJ, was it just one of those nights for you shooting-wise, or was there something that you felt was sort of just off about the shot?
Nah, I mean, I just couldn't shoot in the ocean today. I don't know what it was. But it's all good. I mean, I just getting back into the flow of things. And, I mean, I think all my shots were good shots except for the couple of middies I took in the first half. But, I mean, I know they're going to fall. It's only the first game. But, I mean, I was, like, frustrated a little bit because they weren't going in. But I'll be good.
Do you feel like it's good to get a game, sort of a tougher game like this out of the way before you go to Kansas on Friday night?
100%. I mean, Elon played a really great game. They're a really good team. To have a game like this, I think it shows, like, where the holes that we have to fill in and room to improve. Because there was a couple of times where we just kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit and got too complacent and thought the game was over, and that's when they was able to extend the stretch out. So I think having a game like this early is good for us. And I know it's kind of stressful a little bit sometimes, but a win's a win, so yeah.
What kind of environment are you expecting in Lawrence?
I know it's going to be crazy. I never played in Lawrence, but just watching it on TV, you just hear the chants through the TV. It's going to be crazy. They're a really good team, so I'm expecting a really good environment.
What was it about their zone that gave you guys so much trouble?
Yeah, I mean, I just think we were just being too stagnant. We weren't really moving the ball. The ball was staying stationary a little bit. And, myself and the rest of the guards were just kind of staying in one spot, passing the ball back and forth. So that just kind of made them feel comfortable and confident within their zone. So we didn't really give them a chance to make a mistake. So they did a good job with the 2-guard front and then the guards and the wings being active. But I think once was able to get the ball in the middle, we was able to execute.
A lot's been made of your guys' size this year, or just being a little bit smaller. How do you think it kind of played out on the court?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're smaller. We don't, really have like a 7-foot guy, a 7-foot big man, but it's going to be a key for us to be, have a lot of players rebound, and I could get back to my rebounding days. But I think it just shows our toughness. I've always been, when I was a little kid, I played with smaller guys, smaller teams, but we had a heart, and that's what this team has right here. But we just gotta really show that through all 40 minutes of the game.
How about the